there's something that I've been silent about. It's a transformation that's ignited for me more recently over the last month or two, and I've been silent about it. Today, I'm not going to be silent about it anymore. I'm going to be straight up. And you may be wondering, you know, why would you take such like a private, personal thing and put it on the internet for everyone to see? And it's because this community here, you're not just like just random people. For the last 3 years, you've been my best friends. You've been like the backbone of my ability to trust in life and to keep going. You've been here for me to share all these amazing experiences, all these powerful journeys I've been going through with the crystals, all these different amazing locations I've traveled to. I mean, we've been through a lot together. And it would be an absolute lie to say that you aren't such an integral part to who I am and the gratitude and the joy I experience in my life. So that's why I'm making this video. Look, I've made some videos recently that some of you guys may have seen talking about letting go, to put it simply. And that's what I've been up to. So I've already kind of gone out to share with you, hey, why am I making less videos? Why, what's going on? Sometimes I disappear for a while and don't say anything, and nobody's heard from me. And so my time as a YouTuber could be up. I've discovered something, and I can tell that a lot of you guys have also, in that you've been aware of this for a lot longer than I have, and probably have a foundation of true knowledge about it built, whereas I'm really a novice to this. I've learned about what's called the false self. And the false self, to put it really simply, I mean, it's your story that you tell about yourself. We've been letting this story, this narrative, all these identifications and attachments and ideas about ourselves drive our lives, a lot of us, without realizing. And the false self has many desires, many fears, many wants, many problems to conquer. And I was not fully aware, just to be honest, how much in the last 3 years I've been in this battle, having a battle with myself, my true self versus my false self. uh, which isn't really how it is, because my true self doesn't have a battle with anything or anyone, but it's just a kind of a joke I'm making. The truth is, I've been going through a lot of different things over these last 3 years and sharing it with you guys. And now I've come to see that it wasn't a bunch of different stuff I was going through. It was always the same exact thing. I've been shadow boxing with illusions. I've been fighting problems that don't actually exist. I want to take a step back here to actually take a step forward, because I have a feeling that maybe a lot of you aren't fully aware of what I'm talking about, and I'm not being super clear on it. And I wasn't aware of it either. So many people talk about the spiritual journey and the enlightenment and what is it. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I read a book every 2 or 3 weeks, like just nonstop. I read. I love reading, and it's all spiritual texts, basically, And I spent a lot of time learning about manifestation and how to change my life. And I've changed my life. I've done it. And I've proved to myself, and I've met a lot of people just on the road that recognize me from YouTube that are just so generous and compassionate people that tell me that I've helped them to unlock that too, to change our lives. And it's amazing. And I did it, and I could keep doing it. And there's this part of me that has all these ideas for these new changes, and I know how to do it. I know all the I know all the right crystals, right? I, I'm making a slight joke, but I mean it. Crystals are amazing. Transform my life, and it's real. Because even having had learned about the false self and separating myself from it, I can see that these like chakra boosting energies, it's real. I was in this battle for a while. Is it just in my head? Is it just placebo effect, or what is it? Um, and it's real. I mean, the energy is real, and I'll always love the crystals. But what I've learned personally for myself, and I couldn't go out and say that this is what I think everyone is trying to learn without realizing it, because I don't know. I don't know. But I've come to this place where it doesn't matter what changes I make, what location I'm in, what changes I make to relationships or people around me, or changes in the music I listen to or the outfits I wear or my finances, or and none of it matters anymore. It doesn't mean anything to me. It did before. It's really nice, when I was really struggling, to be able to shift into a reality where I'm not, and to be able to afford living for myself and things like that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It was really important to me who I was before. Who I am now, it's not important. And it never was. It's been an illusion the whole time. I've been playing mind games. Playing mind games. What am I really talking about in this video? I'll sum it up into one single question. All right. Would you rather be happy and living an amazing life with everything you've ever wanted? Or would you rather be sad and not have really anything? Would you rather have a good day or a bad day? I, for 3 years, have been learning how to lean into having a good day, having an amazing life. But I've learned that as long as you'd rather have one or the other, as long as you'd rather be happy than sad, as long as you'd rather be wealthy than poor, as long as you'd rather be this or that, then you're living in the false self. I'm not making this video to jump in anybody's face and tell you guys that you're living an illusion. It's really not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because you're more than just people I post videos to. You're my friends and family in a way that, I've met some of you in real life, and it seems like you feel it too. There's something special between us. That's why I'm making this video. I'm not trying to steal anybody's magic from them or scare anyone. I just want to be honest with myself. And that's the step that I'm on. Being honest. As long as you'd rather have this than that, you're not free. It's like you can learn how to change the wallpaper on your prison cell to be a color that you prefer more, but it's still a prison cell. And I've been learning about freedom, and I've been experiencing it, but I'm not absolutely free yet. I want to make something clear to you. I know that I'm not enlightened. I know that I'm not there. I know, because I'm in this process right now of it, and realizing that I really don't know. You see, it's would you rather would you rather live an amazing life and have everything you've ever wanted, or be free from all of it entirely? Be free from needing it any way at all. Be free from having it be so important to you that you feel a certain way or that things go a certain way, right? So how did this happen? How's this happening in my life? Well, I realized something, and it's been a long process. And this is going to be, this kind of honesty that I'm about to be right now might be uncomfortable to some people. Uh, so be uncomfortable. There's been a lot of things that have led me to this moment, a lot. And one of the big ones most recently is that someone that I really personally think is like a really awesome person. I think she's great. She basically just, when I reconnected with her to tell her like, hey, I hope you've been doing well, uh, basically just called me out and was like, hey, like, I think that you're a liar and that it's easy for you to tell fantasy stories to yourself than to be honest. And, I think it was uncool, that you got together with Ruby when she was younger, and, all these things. And what's interesting is that instead of just blocking it out and saying she's wrong, I've already learned to be present with things. And so I sat with it. And it's not that I'm agreeing with the exact things she said, but something about this intense pain and rage, like she clearly really does not like me, to put it plainly. Something about feeling that from her is like a smack awake, it's like wakes you up. And it's one of the best things that anyone's ever said to me, because it opened my eyes to a lot. And I've realized something. I've been insane. I've been like actually like crazy insane person. All right. I've been talking to different entities, like having all these crazy experiences. And I want to reiterate that those experiences are real. But when you're living up in your mind, when you're just always in your mind, living up in your mind, is this fantasy story going on, it doesn't mean that it's not real, because you, the experiencer, are experiencing it. But I realized something. I came here to have a human experience, and I haven't been having one. I've been having a mental experience. There's something else going on here. So when you learn about mysticism and you hear them saying to like let go of all your desires and your attachments and blah blah blah, it's often confusing, because what happens is we say to ourselves, well, didn't I come here to have a human experience? Yeah, I did. But this is the thing. We haven't been having a human experience. We haven't been. We've been living in our mind. And even when we mentally imagine what it's like to be free or enlightened or not living in the mind, we're still doing so from the mind. Now, again, I'm not really fit to be anybody's teacher on this topic. I'm just going to be straight up. What has set me free is being honest with myself and realizing that I have been a crazy person, and that all the stuff that I've done, it has changed my external reality a lot. I got more money. I got relationships. I got to live where I want to live. I've been able to travel. I get to be a YouTuber, and like that's my job. And I get to like wrap necklaces and all this stuff. And I live an amazing life. Don't get me wrong. It really is amazing. I appreciate it. But the truth is that it doesn't matter, because I didn't realize it at the time, but that's not what I really wanted. I don't want more stuff. I don't want more reputation or fame or to be a huge famous YouTuber. That's not what I want. I want to be free. I want to be free from the part of myself that tortures myself, that suffers, that lives in illusion. I want to know truth. And that's all that's happened. That's it. I mean, it's pretty simple, you know? It's not like I'm having like some horrible, painful experience right now. I actually feel more liberated than I ever have, more grounded, more present, more honest, more truthful. And I'm just honest in every moment with myself, with life, with everyone else. And that honesty, just being willing to be honest, has pulled back the curtain of my illusion more than anything else ever has. More than, and I'm, like I said, I'm not fit to be teaching this right now because I'm a student of it. But here's something I will say. Every single morning I wake up and I know, it's the only thing I do know, that I would rather be free than have everything I've ever wanted. And that's it. That's all I have to do. And then I don't try to change my day in any way. I just let it be what it is. I let everything be. I am. I just be. I let everything be. And it's interesting the kinds of things that fade out, like not worrying about what other people think, suddenly not caring about, if my YouTube channel just dissolves and dissipates. But it's interesting because I can see my fear from the false self still. I can see it. And I can watch it. One of the biggest fears that it tries to get me with is all this work you've done for the last 3 years, you're going to just let it all go to waste. Like, it's clearly the fears about control, wanting to control my life, wanting to be in charge of my life. But here's the joke. While I'm doing it that way from that place, I'm not actually in charge of my life. My false self is driven by fear, driven by confusion, driven by unwillingness to be living in truth of awareness of who I really am. So, would you rather be free or would you rather have everything you've ever wanted? Because as far as I'm concerned, if you asked me this question 3 years ago, even a year ago, I would have said I would rather have everything I've ever wanted. I want the finances. I want to be able to have a house. I want to have this dope treehouse in Costa Rica. Yeah, I mean, that's what I want. Yeah, I want my channel to take off. I put in so much fucking work into this channel. I don't know if many people realize, but I've put more than blood, sweat, and tears in this every single day of my life for the last 3 years, more than any other job requires. Like, you just don't understand, and you don't need to, because this is my life. You should live yours. But it's just it's weird because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. A lot of things that I thought mattered, they don't. And it's like my toes are being dipped into this eternity. That there's this like hollow emptiness that's always been within me. And I like adding more things into my life because it distracts me from that hollow emptiness. But when I just stop doing that and I actually look at the hollow emptiness and I enter into it, that's where I've been all along. That's where who I really am resides. So there's nothing wrong with you if you say that you'd rather have manifested your dream life than to be free. There's nothing wrong with you. To tell you the truth, I've been walking around here and I've been living this way for the last few weeks from a completely different vantage point of consciousness than I ever have. And I haven't met anybody else that would be more interested in being free than having everything they've ever wanted. So I do, to be perfectly honest, I don't feel alone, like lonely, but it's like, who I could talk to the trees. They get it. Life seems to get it. Life really approves of this process that I'm in right now. Life really approves. I know it sounds weird, but life approves of it. Life is supporting me. Everything is singing to me everywhere I go. The nature loves me. I mean, I've been able to really give to others and add value every single day, like right here in my immediate reality. I've been here, I've been present, and it's clear when I have something to give that I actually could be there for someone in a way that's not just serving to their false self, but to who they really are. And that's amazing. And so I've discovered that there's this real me. And it's like it's like I'm here to like give and share, and I don't know how to explain it because there's no words. You can't identify with it because it doesn't. Then you won't actually hear me. Your false self will hear me and turn it into something it isn't. And so I don't really know how to talk to people right now, and that's why I'm being honest that I'm not a proper teacher for this. Um, I don't know how to talk to people because there's nothing to say. Ah, so I don't know what's coming next, but I know that where I am is here, and that right here is where I'm able to really give and add value. So am I going to completely stop making YouTube videos? I honestly don't know. My biggest focus right now is that same focus. I'd rather be free. So when I feel this part of myself go, "Oh, I'm going to go make some videos." I see it clearly and I see, okay, that's my false self. It's a liar. Always led me in circles on a merry-go-round that goes nowhere. So why would I listen to him again? He's a liar. He's confused. He's insane. He's not me. I'm not insane. It is insane. It's not who I am. And all the acts and the things that I've ever said that came from my false self, it wasn't me. I was confused. And I'm sorry for anybody that I've misled. But I see that the law of attraction is a really valid mechanical process of reality. And so everybody just keep being yourselves. You're doing great. I've been doing great. This is just where I'm at now. Uh, I don't know what's next. But I have something now that I didn't have before, and it's the courage to be, the courage to really be me, the courage to really live my life without needing to direct it where I want it to go next. There's a story of an old king. This is the last thing I'll say in this video. There's a story of an old king. His subjects praised him and loved him so much, and they believed that he was a god and had these psychic powers and these abilities, and they experienced that he did. And so he said, okay, well, follow me down to the ocean. I'm going to show you guys how you also can gain these godlike powers and his psychic abilities, you know. And he goes down and he sits his chair at the edge of the water. And as the ocean current pulls up to him, he demands from a true place of power, stop, halt. And the ocean wave comes up again and ignores him, says, stop. It comes up again. And finally, a huge wave comes and crashes over him in the chair and splashes all of his loyal subjects. And he turns to them laughing and says, you see, the truth is not about learning how to command and control life. It's not about learning to control life's processes. It's about seeing the process of life and aligning with it. So, much love to you guys. You know, I don't know what's next. I don't even know if I'll post this video. You know, I honestly really do like making videos from a true place of who I am. I can feel it. I just don't know what to talk about. That's the part where my false self is like gets in the way. I'm like, okay, like I'm not ready to really come back yet. But I know that if and when I do, and what I do say, it will be from me, not my illusions, not my delusions. I hope all of you are doing really well. So if you're interested to go on this journey with me, again, I'm not fit to be a teacher of this. I'd recommend checking out Vernon Howard and Guy Finley, and they've got some amazing books. The Secret to Letting Go by Guy Finley, and The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power by Vernon Howard. Those are the two books out of the literally hundreds of books. I'm not lying to you. I read a book every 2 weeks. Those are the two books that are clearly coming from a place of not fueling someone's illusions and creating more fantasy, but like snapping you the frick out of the fantasy. And it might scare you. It might be a little bit painful. It might feel empty and you might be afraid of that emptiness, but I chose to be present with the emptiness, and I choose consistently. I'd rather be free than have everything I've ever wanted, and that's why I am. So, sending you all love, and I'll see you soon for the next video when it comes and whatever it's about. Much love.